Hey everyone, it's me Raven, and you might be wondering right now, why is she doing a Monster High video? But let me explain. So I started collecting Monster High dolls when they were first released, which was in 2010. And now it's 2020, so I've been collecting Monster High since 10 years. But as you might know, Monster High is dead. They don't produce them anymore, and they also don't make Arrow After High anymore, which is very freaking sad. And I used to watch, like, the first videos that I ever watched on YouTube were Monster High doll videos, and I just love them so much. But because they don't make Monster High dolls anymore, there are no doll videos on YouTube anymore. And that is very freaking sad because I don't want them to die out. Like, they were such a big thing in the 2010s, and can we please bring them back in 2020? I don't have that many dolls, but I will be getting more from eBay and Amazon because of course you cannot buy them in stores anymore because Toys R Us is dead as well. Wow, such a sad end of the decade. But yeah, I'm not trying to brag in any way, shape or form. I don't need to brag, I mean, Monster High was the reason I started YouTube anyway, and I just always wanted to do this video, so here it is. 7 years after starting YouTube, I am finally doing the video I always wanted to do, which is a Monster High collection video. I'm just so excited. My inner child just comes out right now. I'm so happy, I'm so excited, and I really hope you will enjoy this video. So the first doll we have is the basic Draculaura, and she was my first ever Monster High doll. She lost one earring, like, it broke a while ago, and that's kind of sad, but yeah. The next doll I got was Laguna Blue. It was also in 2010, I think it was like in December. And yeah, I still remembered that my great-grandma used to live back then, and she gave me 20 euros. And with those 20 euros, I bought Laguna back then, and I was so happy getting her. Next up we have the basic Frankie. This was the third doll I ever got. She's just perfect. I played with her a lot and she's still in perfect shape. And now I was probably the most excited for this doll ever, and this is the basic Claudine. You have to know, Claudine Wolf has and will always be my favorite Monster High character. I just love her so much. This doll is just a legend. I love her so much. And as you can see, this is also like the original Claudine face, because there is like an updated version where she has more round eyes, but I actually prefer the basic, the old version more. Next up we have a 2-pack, which was Cleo and Deuce. I got them on Christmas 2010. In 2010. Yep, they're really cool. My first 2-pack ever. So I got all of them in like really chronological order. Do you also have some smells from your childhood that, like, when you smell them they bring back so many memories? And when I smell the hair of my old Monster High dolls, it just brings back so many great memories from my childhood. I just love this. Next up we have Ghoulia, and this is the only doll I ever was stupid enough I don't know what got into me, but I painted her freaking eyeliner, and then I tried to remove it with acetone. Great idea! And I also painted her skull black. We can work with that. She still got her glasses, her headband, her everything. Yeah. Next up we have the basic Abby Bonnable. I also was really happy when I got her. She is such a pretty doll. The Abbies in general are one of the prettiest dolls ever because her skin has glitter on it and her hair has tinsel in it. So next up we have the basic Spectra. And fun fact, when Spectra and Abby got first released, I was small, like I was 9 years old. I thought that Abby was Frankie's sister and that Spectra was, I don't know, Draculaura's sister, because it didn't go in my head that they were making like other characters. I was just thinking that they were relatives of the characters that were already existing, so that's a little funny story, but of course they are completely different characters and not related to anyone else in the series, so there's that. Next up we have Toralei, and this is sadly the only Toralei I have, but all of the other Toraleis are literally on my wish list. My wish list will be at the end. She is just absolutely perfect. She is one of the best characters ever. She's usually the one that gets everything messed up in the movies and the webisodes. And her backstory was just so sad in one of the webisodes. So cute. I love her a lot. Next up we have Claudine's little sister, Holene. She came within the 2-pack with another Claudine that I will show you in a minute. So there she is. She has really cool hair. I actually like Pauline with the orange hair way more than with the pink hair. Next up we have Claudine. Might be my favorite character, but if this character that I'm about to show you would have been in more movies and more episodes and would have talked at all, she would be my number one immediately, which is Catherine Lmao. I love cats so much. My favorite color is purple, and she is a purple cat, so this is just perfect. She is the original Catherine from the Scaris line, and we did not actually have her in Germany. By the way, I live in Germany, so it was always very hard for me to get any cool Monster High dolls. But we will get to this in a minute. So I had to order her on, I think it was Amazon I got her. I think it was 2013 when I got her. Or maybe 2014. But I got her for, I think, 40 euros, which is a lot. But she was worth it. Next up we have, there is a funny story to these two as well. We have Meowlady and Persephone. You know, earlier I was talking about getting this Laguna and having to buy her with the 20 euros that I got from my great-grandma. And fun fact, actually not fun fact, sad fact, after my great-grandma's funeral on the, it was in April 2012, we went to Toys R Us after the funeral and I got these, and I was very sad that day, so I was crying. I was going to Toys R Us, going to the monster section, they didn't have them, and then I was crying, and then a Toys R Us employee was asking my parents and me what was wrong with me, and I was crying because they didn't have those too. So she went in the back of the store, like in the storage room, and there was one package left of them, so I got them. You see, there are so many funny stories with me and my Monster High dolls. This is why I wanted to make this video. I love this. Next up we have the basic Claude. She came in a 2-pack with Draculaura. I will show you that Draculaura in a second, but here he is. Next up we have Operator. Look at this. I was maybe like 10 or 11 when I got her. And do you see all of the detail that is going on in her hair? Like everything. Or even here, her little Phantom of the Opera thingy. I, as a 10-year-old child, I also played with her. And do you see anything bad on this doll? Like, she is in perfect condition. There is no excuse to say that your Monster High dolls look bad because you are a child and you played with them. I played with that doll too. Look at her. She is perfect. Be a child like me. I'm your role model now. If you're a child and you have Monster High dolls, treat them well so that you can make a video of your 18-year-old self recording yourself telling stories of how you took good care of your Monster High dolls when you were smaller. Hi, I'm gonna stop now. So I made Woooow. I made Woooow, look at him. My mom helped me. There was this channel called My Froggy Stuff. I think she still exists. I will link her channel down below. She still makes Monster High videos. But she like crafted a lot of stuff and also Woooow, and we were following this tutorial. And my mom and I had a little big fight because it was really hard to make him, but at the end, as you can see, he's smiling, he's happy now. Next up is the biggest downturn ever. Let me address this right now. This is the only new Monster High doll that I have. You can see her eyes, this is a Draculaura, are completely different. There is not much detail going on anymore. They just put a huge plastic chunk over her neck, and this is like all the same texture. You know what I mean? Like comparing to, for example, Spectra, you had like real chains, you had this. You see how much material is on there? You see what I mean? Like the difference between those is just incredible, and it's just so sad to see how the quality of Monster High dolls fell down, got worse and worse. And this is the only new doll I own, just because I wanted to have one at least in my hands to drag her, to be honest. Here we have Claudine Wolf and Fred's camera action. There she is, pretty. And they also had Laguna and Cleo, but I only got Claudine and Draculaura. So there they are. Then they also introduced 4 new characters in Fred's camera action. The first one I got was Claudia Wolf, which is the big sister of Claudine. Her eye makeup is still remains one of the best ever. I don't know what they were thinking, but Her hair, her glasses, her eye makeup, her jacket, everything matches just so perfectly. Like, I love that. And she's also pretty tall. So we have Honey Swamp. I actually braided her hair a little bit when I was smaller. But anyway, she's a very pretty doll. I love her. And I love her pattern on her legs and everything. Can you see that? Here we have Viperine. She's probably one of my favorite Monster High dolls ever because she is so beautiful. I just love the color combination of pink and white. It is just perfect. And her snakes on the back. Oh my gosh. I wish I had those too. And next up we have a very rare doll now, but I got her when she was in stores, of course. I think it was 2011. Yeah, I got her in 2011, so she's also now 9 years old, which is crazy. This is Nephra the Nile, the big sister of Cleo. She's one of the tallest dolls ever. She is just so beautiful. Look at her. Look at the color combination. Like look at her. She's living her life. Next up we have Venus and Rebecca. Now listen to me. They came out, I think, also 2011 or 2012. When they came out, I was in a Toys R Us and I wanted them so bad. And they came out with Rochelle and Jackson Jekyll. I already had Rochelle. I'm going to show you her in a minute. But my Toys R Us didn't have those two. So I went to the front to the information and asked when they will get them. And then the lady called, I don't know, the head of Toys R Us. And she asked where the green and blue monster dolls are. I was just laughing my ass off because she just called them the green and the blue monster dolls. This is not even that funny, but to me it was back then, and I'm sad. But yeah, here they are. I love them a lot. By the way, this is the only doll that does this with her knees. Like, I don't know what it is. And I already talked about her. Next up we have Rochelle Goyle. She is amazing. It's also kind of hollow. You can't really see it right now. So now, move on. So now we have Skeleta. This is not the original Skeleta because my mom actually forbid me to buy the doll because she is a real freaking skeleton. Like, literally a skeleton. But I, sneaky as I was, I bought the art class Skeleta. Next up we have Marisol Coxey. And she's the daughter of Bigfoot, so she is also, where is her headband? I have it probably in my accessory bag. Yep, I have a bag. I have a bag full of accessories and it is probably in... I think it's there. Yep, it's right there. There is her headband. There we go. I still have it. I love her a lot. She has a very unique hair color. I love the color combination of her hair as well. Her feet are big because she's the daughter of Bigfoot. Let's move on with Gina Fire, another scary doll. I was really happy when I got her. I was so excited. Very, very detailed doll. This is what I mean. Look at how much effort they put into the dolls back then. There's so many materials going on here and colors and everything. They painted the shoes like in several colors. I just love that. And the pattern of her skin is just perfect. Next up we have the Claudine that came with the pack with the original Holleen. These two were together. I got them on Christmas. I was really small when I got them, so yeah. Her dress is a little bit boring, but I still love her. Next up we have a doll that is really rare now actually, and this is Easy Dawn Dancer. I don't have Betsy Clara and Kirsty Thorolson, which is unfortunate, but I can't change that. She probably has the prettiest hair ever. Like, look at how perfectly straight it is. And her face is probably one of the prettiest they ever made. And I just love her a lot. Easy Dawn Dancer. Next up are my two roller maze dolls. I have Abby and Claudine. Claudine, I got her from a store, but I did not get any of the other roller maze dolls until last year. I found this Abby in a thrift shop and she is in perfect condition. She had her helmet, she had her necklace, she had her shoes, she had everything. This is the saddest doll I have. Yeah, this is the, I think, dance class Holleen. I straightened her hair, I don't know why, and do you know what happened to her? And then her fucking neck broke. I tried to fix it with a hot glue gun and stuff, but it still comes off sometimes. And I'm just so sorry, but this is the most wasted doll I have, and she could... I'm so sorry. Next up we have another dance doll. This doll is Claudine. I still have this VIP thingy as well. I got her from Denmark actually. I was on vacation with my dad in Denmark. Pretty cool. I love her eye makeup as well. She has a very pretty face. Next up we have The Draculaura that was in a 2-pack with this Claude, not Claudia, but this Draculaura has the prettiest makeup ever. And her dress is also so beautiful. She is probably my favorite Draculaura ever. I love these shoes, oh my god. Next up we have second wave Claudine, also the makeup and with the lipstick is just perfect. I love her a lot. These are probably my favorite Monster High shoes ever. Next up we have 2 more Claudines. I got this one in a thrift shop as well. This is the Coffin Bean Claudine. She is in perfect shape, condition as well. And yeah, I think she's my second favorite Monster High doll. If I were to choose one Monster High doll and that I then look like this Monster High doll, this would be the doll. If I were a Monster High doll, I would look like this. This is just perfection. This is beauty. This is the total pastel goth aesthetic. This is just, oh my god, she is so pretty. Because we are in Freak Chic right now, let's just zoom out a little bit because the next doll is gonna be big. This is This is Calliope Jellington, the biggest doll ever. Not ever, but you know what I mean. She's pretty cool. Okay, now sorry that it got so dark, but my camera battery was low, so I had to charge it, and now, yeah, welcome to Germany. It gets dark at like 3 p.m. in the winter. So next up we have my Dead Diary series, starting off with Abby Bonnewall. These are like very basic dolls, but they're still very pretty. I like to take good care of my dolls, but these were like the only dolls that I did not take like big care of. I love her hair. She has like this purple undertone, which is perfect. Next up we have Draculaura, and this is actually the first doll that I got that it was not a basic doll. Next up we have Frankie Dead Tired. These are all the first Dead Tired wave. I don't have the second one because some lines, I just find it unnecessary to buy them, because if there is a Dead Tired wave 1, I think that's enough. I mean, if you like the Dead Tired wave 2 better. Yeah, for me as an old collector, I always have, of course, the first versions of everything because I've been collecting Monster High since they came out, and I love Gulia's hair so much. Next up we have Gloom Beach. So here we have Cleo. She is absolutely perfect. And as well, sorry, in perfect condition. Abby Skull Shores, and this is actually the only Skull Shore doll I own, and yeah. Now we have another Gloom Beach. We have Claudine Wolf, and I just love her swimsuit. It is rainbow. And here's a little frisbee. And I love that all of the Claudine dolls actually have claws. This is just perfect. Next up we have my favorite Frankie, which is the Gloom Beach Frankie. I love her so much. Her face is so perfect. I love this little bold clip and the turquoise lipstick. It is just perfect. There's something about this Frankie that I just love. And yeah, here's Gloom Beach Draculaura. I remember giving a Gloom Beach Draculaura to my friends for a birthday back in the day. It was like 2011. November 2011. So that's cool. Good memory. Next up we have, and this is for the Draculaura for Snow White. Snowbite she's called. And I got her in a second-hand shop. This is why I don't have her necklace, her clip, her green clip, and her earrings, which is very unfortunate. I'm really sad about that. This is the only doll that I'm really sad about, that I don't have the accessories for anymore. Like, not anymore, I never had them because she's second-hand. But yeah, she's really expensive, so this is why I bought her in a thrift shop. But otherwise, she has all of her limbs, her hair is perfect, and everything, so I'm quite okay with that. She's cute. But the one I actually got in a store is, of course, Claudine Wolf. She has been one of my favorite Claudines forever. She is just absolutely perfect. Her makeup, again, I just love this purple and red together. Purple and red and green and purple are my favorite color combinations ever. And this is probably the prettiest dress of all Monster High dolls. And now we're moving on to Boo York. This is also one of my top 10 favorite Monster High dolls, Luna Matthews. I love her so much. I was originally only going to get Mercedes King, but then I was at Toys R Us with my dad and he was like, she's pretty, get her as well. So I got her as well. And her wings can do this, which is absolutely perfect. And her character in Boo York, the actual movie, is so good. Like, go watch Boo York. Boo York. This is probably my favorite Monster High movie. Should I rank all of the Monster High movies? Next Boo York is Carrie Noir. I'm so sad that I don't have the Nephra Office version. I'm so stupid for not getting her. But yeah, what I really don't like about this doll is that her lipstick is so dark that you can't even see it, because her skin color is so pretty, and a good lipstick, like maybe a turquoise lipstick or a bright lipstick, would fit so perfectly on her. I think that they should have made the earpiece and the actual streaks here a lot brighter as well. And what I don't really like is that you can just put this thing off, like, it's too easy. This is the... Also, Bjork, I think, was the last good line Monster High made, because after that, Haunted and the thing where they were mermaids and go on a ship, like these two lines where I don't have any dolls from that, and I will not get any dolls from that, because the Haunted line and the movie that followed after Bjork was just horrible. I think the Haunted dolls look really cheap and too much plasticky, so I will not get them. And yeah, it's just a shame that Bjork was the last good line Monster High ever made. So the Bjork dolls have a special place in my heart, because they are the last good dolls that reminded me of the old Monster High. But there we have Katie Ra. Next up we have Mercedes King, and I was so hyped for her when she came out. So next up we have my fashion pack dolls, and I have four fashion pack dolls. The first one is Gara, and I actually really like that they made all the Comic-Con exclusives into fashion pack dolls again, so that we all have the opportunity to get them as actual dolls, and I love Scara. Next up we have Wisp, and I was so hyped about her, because when I heard that she was gonna be an SDCC exclusive, I was so sad, but then they just made her into a fashion pack, and I was happy about that. I just love her, and love her face tattoos. This is just... I love her. We stand a good Wisp. And look at her shoes. This is just, oh, incredible. Next up we have an old fashion pack, which is Frankie. I got her off eBay for, I think, €3. Just because I really love her look and her lipstick. I love this Frankie, I really like it. Next up we have probably the best fashion pack ever, which is freaking Wydonna Spider. She was a Comic-Con exclusive from 2013 or 2012, I think. And she is just so cool. I mean, 6 arms. This is just... And her, like, this is what you should do with Monster High dolls with this type of skin color. You should put such a beautiful lipstick on, because she is just Katie Noir and Wydonna Spider. Both have black skin, and both are one of my favorite dolls ever. They should have made way more dolls with black skin. This is just... I love them so much. Next up we have Gloom and Bloom dolls. I only have Katrine and... what's her name? Jane Boo Little. Yeah. I love her skirt, and this is also a very good example of high quality dolls. Her hair is not greasy at all. She has probably... Her and Spectra have the best hair out of all. Then Katrine. This is sadly just my second Katrine ever. I wish I had all of the Katrine dolls, but I'm a poor bitch, so I don't have them. And yeah. Next up we have the Sweet 1600 dolls, and I got all of the 4 dolls, the Claudine, Frankie, Draculaura and Claude, for €35 in total. The only one that I need now is Cupid. I was actually scared of Cupid. Oh, look at those shoes. I was actually scared of Cupid when I was younger, because she looked just intimidating to me. But now I'm like, why didn't I get her? She's so freaking beautiful. Like, back then I didn't have any of the Sweet 1600 dolls because I didn't like them. But sometimes I was just a really stupid child, so there's that. Here we have the Claudine and the Frankie with the tinsel in her hair. Is just perfect. The dresses from the Sweet 1600 line are probably my favorite of all. Sweet 1600 is now probably my second favorite line. So here's... The Claude is the only boy doll that I have 2 versions of. I have the basic version and the Sweet 1600 version of him now. And all of the Sweet 1600 dolls I have are in perfect condition, which is great. And now we come to one that I bought secondhand, and I'm just very sad about that. I mean, she has all of her parts. It's Ghouls, Getaway, Gina Fire, but look at that. They could have painted her shoes in way more colors, for example, a cute gold or maybe a turquoise, and they could have painted this, like, this is just a big plastic chunky, like, you know what I mean? Next up, I got her, I ordered some 13 Witches dolls once, and this doll came with them. This is a Spectra, but I don't know which Spectra it is, because they also cut her hair. Next up, we have 2 Inner Monsters, and I used to play with them a lot. These are the really cool dolls that when you press their head, their eye color change, which is so cool. This is my favorite one. I forgot her name. Did they even have names? I don't even think so. But yeah, I love them. You can play with them so much. Next up we have Ghouls Rule. And I also only have 2 Ghouls Rule. But here we have Frankie. She is probably my favorite Frankie after the School Showers Frankie. No, she probably is my favorite Frankie, okay? School Showers, not School Showers. Bloom Beach Frankie. This Frankie is my second favorite Frankie. And this is my first favorite Frankie, because she is just perfect. This is what the definite Frankie looks like to me. And look at her shoes, like how can you walk in them? I love her. And then we have the Claudine right here. My friend back then, she really liked this Claudine, but I actually don't really like her. I don't know why. I think it's the hair that, I don't know, but this is not really, I think this is the Claudine that looks the least like Claudine for me, if that makes any sense. You probably think that I'm crazy, but
yeah, okay, I agree.
Next up we have my favorite Monster High line ever. My favorite Monster High line is not Scaris, not Woooow, not 13 Wishes, it is Dawn of the Dance. I have so many sad stories about that, but let's just start with Gulya. Yeah, here's Gulya. And we in my Toys R Us, in the part in Germany that I live in, we only had Gulya, Cleo, Deuce, and Laguna. So here's Laguna and Cleo. I didn't get Deuce because I don't like the boy dolls, but I wanted the Claudine and the Frankie so bad. Like the Frankie also, but the Claudine was like my dream doll ever. And we didn't get them. Like I went everywhere. I asked every Toys R Us and every toy store in my city. They didn't have the Claudine. So I waited years. I waited. But there she is! And she is my #1 favorite Monster High doll of all time, and this will never change. She has green hair and a purple suit. And I just realized something. My favorite character of all time is the Joker. And what does he wear like in the comics? He has green hair and a purple suit. Maybe there's... And what hair color do I have other than... You can't see it right now, but I have green streaks as well and a green ombre as well. So apparently I like green hair and purple stuff. She's in such a cool 80s retro style and she is just perfect. Like, her tights, her everything, her little pink jacket. Guys, she is absolutely perfect. Here we have Twyla. I guess I don't like her eyelashes. They have a weird shape to me. I don't know why. Next we have 13 Wishes Cleo. I got her in a thrift shop. Yeah, in a thrift shop. She's cool. I like Cleo. Cleo is probably one of my favorite Monster High characters. Next we have Gigi. Gigi Grown. She is cool. Her hair is just so unique. Nothing left to say about her. Gigi is the only one that I have a duplicate of, but I put her hair down because I bought her off eBay in a big pack with other 13 Wishes dolls and her, and also the Spectra, where I have no idea where she's from and they were there too. And then next up we probably have the prettiest doll ever, and everyone can agree with me on that. Caddy Noir. She was so rare even at the time she was released. Like now she's one of the most expensive dolls to get if you don't have her yet. But when she was released, at my Toys R Us they only had like 2 of her. And I ran into the Toys R Us and then I looked in the back of the shelves and then I found another Caddy Noir, so I got her. She is just absolutely perfect. Love her. We stan a good Caddy. Next up we have my mom's favorite Monster High doll, which is Holy Wolf in 13 Wishes. I'm so sorry for this bad lighting, but that's just how it is, guys. I like her style as well. She's pretty cool. Now we have probably also one of the most detailed and prettiest dolls after Sweet 1600 and Dawn of the Dance, which is the 13 Wishes, Draculaura, Claudine, Frankie, and Abby. I don't have the Draculaura, but I have everyone else. And I have such a great story to this Abby because I did not buy her secondhand. I actually bought her last year when I was on vacation in the north in Germany. And I actually found her like in the box in a store for 10 euros. I don't know how lucky you can be, but I found this pretty doll still in her box perfectly fine last year. Next up we have 13 Wishes Claudine. She is just so pretty. There's nothing left to say. You guys know I love Claudine. She is pretty as hell. Now let's get to my last line, the last thoughts, everyone. The last ones we are missing is the freaky fusion dolls. I only have two like fusion dolls, and I have Claw Venus, that's Claudine and Venus. Her face looks a little bit very weird, but anyway, I love this part of her thing. I just love it when they have different materials going on. You probably know that by now. And the other one I have is Cleolai. I don't have Laguna Fire or Dracubecca. I actually nearly got them back then, but I thought they were too expensive, so I didn't get them, which is unfortunate, but okay. Now, next up we have... She wants to hang out on my shoulder. Next up we have Serena Wanboo. I love that her face is like literally a pearl. If the lighting were good, you would be able to see it, but her face is also so awesome. Like, look at that. She is a fusion between a skeleton and a mermaid, and it's just such a cool idea. She's very unique, and I love her a lot. Next up we have Bonita Femur, the monster doll with the longest hair ever, even longer than Easy Dawn Dancers, and she already has long hair. Her wings, perfect, awesome. Her lips, awesome. I love her. Now, next up we have Nathan Rod, and I actually also got him last year, also still in his box. This is actually his original box, as you can see. There's his box art for 10 euros. Cool. So this was, come on, Penny. My cat is screaming at me right now. I have to feed her soon. Now the last doll that I'm going to show you today is Aviatra. So this is a very pretty monster doll as well. So this monster doll is called Penny, and she is a werecat, and she is 120 years old. She's very fluffy. I like the stripes on... There she goes. So, last doll, Aviatra. So yeah, that's it with my video, guys. This was my whole Monster High collection. It was so fun talking about Monster High dolls. If you want to see more Monster High dolls and all of the suggestions that I made in this video, please comment down below. I love you guys so much, and see you in my next video. Bye!